Welcome back to Cornwall Park for our second game of the day between Auckland Red and Coastline in the U16 Shaun Johnson Shield match. We have an exciting one today. Haven't seen too much of Coastlines in the 16s grade, but I've watched a few Auckland Reds games and they got quite lucky last time. I'm Daniel McKenzie, joined by Wade Brunston in the comm box. Wade, interesting first game, a little lopsided for Auckland Blue, but Coastline's really put up a decent fight in the end in that second half.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of positives that Coastlines can take out of that, and I'm really looking forward to this one. There's a good kid in the Coastlines and centre, Gad Tata, out of Tauranga Boys College, Kotahitanga Māori Sports. Really good player, so looking forward to see him maybe getting some ball in space, but take nothing away from this Auckland Red team. They're a really, really good team, led by Captain Carwin Patterson.
Yeah, each week Carwin's just kept going, trucking along. He's been excellent to watch. Another one in that forward pack, Boston Cochrane. He's playing in the 13, normally playing in the front row, but looks like they've got some changes in the side compared to the previous couple of weeks. They've got a different one. They had Noah Jensen playing in halfback, or apologies, he might have been in the 18 side, but they've stuck with the same man at fullback, Samuel Clark, who's been excellent every game he's played.
Yeah, Boston Cochrane, him and Carwin Patterson, they're both 10 Westlake boys, and they're out of the championship winning under 15 team there that won the secondary schools last year. They're both out of Kotahitanga, Northcote Rugby League. Very good 1-2 punch combination. You know, Boston look for him to set a good platform for Carwin to jump out and really terrorise the defence today.
As you speak of that 1-2 punch, Wade, they really had that going last week where Carwin would scoot from dummy half and Boston was always there pushing up around the ruck, and it's a great understanding between the two as we've got the Auckland Red line up here and guys like Samuel Clark. Couple changes, Quinn Oporiki in the centres with Harlem Fugali. He's been an excellent one to watch, Harlem Fugali. Strong run of the ball. Caleb Witchman in the 7. Lyric Matamu in the 5'8" spot. But again, that 9 and 13, Carwin Patterson, Boston Cochrane, they're going to be key to this forward pack today.
Yeah, along with number 14, Takare Nelson. You know, he's the younger brother of Josiah Takare Nelson, who played in the Akarana 20s yesterday. Very, very good players as Josiah walks past us right now. They're good middle forwards. So really looking forward to seeing how the bench goes for Auckland Red when they come off. We talked about benches earlier, adding value, and you've got Carlos and you have Caleb Tiu out of Ellerslie. Very good players, big players that will come on off the bench.
Yes, and speaking of Caleb Tiu, he and Draven Sal last week were excellent. They really had that punch, either starting or coming off the bench. Draven Sal off the bench in particular really had it going, as we see. We're just waiting for the boys to come out. They always like to take their sweet time. These Shaun Johnson Shield and Dean Bell Cup boys, just, you know, teenagers, you can't really hurry them up. They don't listen too well.
Yeah, Coastlines, you know, probably first TV game. They're not used to the timings that you have, and sometimes when you're not accustomed to it, you get your timings wrong.
Yeah, as we see Coastline heading back to the sheds now, so they'll be out soon, and I think it'll be a battle of the spines today. That's what we've said in previous games, but I really think the spine of Auckland Red, of Samuel Clark, Lyric Matamu, Caleb Witchman, and Carwin Patterson, in particular. Carwin Patterson is just an excellent player to watch. He's so skilled, so well drilled, and he's got a bright future ahead of him, does young Carwin.
He does, and interesting to note too, I just went and had a chat to Coastlines before, and they're actually down 2 players, so they only got 2 players on the bench for this game, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, that will be a tough one in the long run. Really hoping that their middle forwards don't tire too early and they can just last a good portion of the first half and they can make some subs again. It'll be dependent on who they have on the bench. Do they have out-and-out forwards, or do they have guys that are sort of just, you know, those sort of utility players where they can split between playing 13 or in the halves or fill in at centre? That'll be interesting. And see,
it's getting hot out there. My 5 head, when I was walking across the field, was starting to feel the heat. So it's starting to burn quite well, and having 2 players on the bench could be tough in this weather.
Yes, it will. And a couple of weeks ago when Auckland Red were playing, it was absolutely cooking out here. I think it was probably 24, 25 degrees. Yes, that doesn't sound hot, as the Warriors were playing in 30-plus degree heat yesterday. And yeah, just in the end, the Warriors just couldn't get it done. I think just unforced errors in that last few sets, and we see the boys lining up here. Game should be getting underway very soon, and it'll be interesting to see how Coastlines really muscle up defensively. That'll be the key, is can they slow this Auckland Red side down? Boston Cochrane really loves to get on the front foot, find his front, and get quick play the balls away for Carwin just to scoot off the back.
Yeah, very underrated players, Boston Cochrane. He told me before, can I give him a shout out? So I'll give you a shout out, Boston. And he said, can you tell everyone I love chocolate chip cookies? So he's looking for a sponsorship.
You might have to try Cookie Time for some sponsorship there. They might give you some for free, mate, but
He loves a biscuit, does Boston.
who doesn't love a good biscuit? As we see Coastline's line up here, and Jackson Williams, the captain in the fullback role, so it'll be interesting to see if he can bark the orders. Gad Tata there at centre, who Wade's pointed out as one of their best players out of Tauranga Boys High, and again, Boston double, Tyson Hansen and Silas Teo. That spine, really interesting to see how these guys can fare. And it's about, you know, if they want to set the platform, they're kicking off here, so they want to really aim up defensively and just put Auckland Red on the back foot is how it'll be a good start for Coastlines.
Yeah, they really need to stop the go forward of the big forwards of Auckland Red. They've got a really strong forward pack, so be interesting. They're going to, you know, you got Cochrane, you got Falahi Tatau. They've got such a good forward pack. Good luck to them.
Yep. Alpha Lokotsui has been excellent too for them going forwards. And I think the other thing with Auckland Red is their outside backs really do take the pressure off when bringing the kicks back. As we get underway here, and Coastlines with a high kickoff, and it's bounced and it's gone back, and it's regained by Carwin Patterson, the man of the moment, just the calmness to hold on to that one. It was an interesting kickoff there from Coastlines, real high, Pat Richards-esque almost.
Yeah, and making it in the contest, what I like to see.
As Carwin again, he's scooting along, he's already dropped Boston under one, and we see good work from Coastlines, getting bodies in the tackle, and that's what they'll need to do. Just try and win that ruck, and don't let Carwin and co get a roll on there, as we see a good one-on-one shot first up, as that's Quinn Opuariki there taking that run. Couple in the tackle there for Coastlines. Good work defensively so far. It's again second run there for the front rower. That's Zaidas Ayono Ulupau there. As we see Clark putting this one up, so he's first receiver. It's an interesting ploy there, as well taken by the winger for Coastlines. It's not a bad start there in the first set for Auckland Red.
Yes, great start. Got through the set, got to their kick. Here's Tata.
And again, ill discipline has plagued these teams. Offsides, just in the first game we saw quite a few, and not really how Auckland Red wanted to start defensively. It's a freebie for Coastline.
Yeah, it is.
We'll see what they're going to do here. Looks like they're going to try and find touch, and it's about getting their forwards involved. Logan Dudley, Jasper Dobson really want to lay the platform in the front row. Then off the back of that, they can get their halves. Boston double, Tyson Hansen really involved, and that'll be key for them. So we'll see if the front rows can get themselves involved early. And that's a good run there, good start. That's the centre getting involved. That's Gad Tata there. He's been called for the error, unfortunately there. It's a scrum out. Not how Coastlines wanted to really have their first set. We'll see where he gets a little bobble there.
It was a harsh call. He puts the ball on the ground. I don't think he ever loses the ball, but it might roll a little bit forward. So, yeah, very, very tough call.
Yeah, the captain's challenge would have been brought out there. And we saw that last night where, I think it was Jackson Bolo, he put one on the ground. He didn't lose it and regained the ball. It was just an ugly looking play the ball though. And a good captain's challenge. And I mean, if they want a captain's challenge, they can send it up to here in the com box, and we'll put him right. As Auckland Red go wide off the scrum, and it's dropped under again. It's Samuel Clark getting in for some early work. He's put up one kick, and it's his first run of the day there. It's Carwin again. Look at that. He's going one way, looking to get Boston back at the angle the other. Really trying to pull markers out there. As Clark drops it off again. It's the third head up already. That's the big man, Aiono Ulupau there, and he's offloaded. It's Cochrane going away. Boston, Cochrane stepping, weaving, and he's held nicely. And good work there, Carwin. He's scheming, and it's a big man. We've got one already on off the bench, Harold Epati there. And it's held up. It's good defence from Coastlines there to get bodies in on a big unit of Harold Epati. See what they can do here, Auckland Red. Look at Carwin, he's really scheming there. He's got Samuel Clark at first receiver on the left, and they do it as Lyric Matamu, and Michael Jordan-esque with that palm on the ball there, Lyric. We've got last tackle here, says referee Caddy. They go right, Carwin. Oh, it's a nice ball from Patterson, and Clark stepping, weaving. He's found his big man. They want to find a half here, and if Coastlines can wrap the ball up, it's a good defensive set as Cochrane, he's got it. It's good, hands down the right-hand side, and it's good cover defense there from Coastlines, really not giving up on the play.
I think the ball's down though.
Is it down on the line? Oh, we do have it there. It was good cover defense, but it looks like Quinn Opuariki there scoring the try for Auckland Red. And they were very lucky, Auckland Red, just a few offloads to try and get that ball to someone's hands, as we see a slip there from Caleb Wichman, and Boston gets the ball back, and that's the man who scored the important try last week, Tyler Hahn Falifitu. He does cross there and gets it down on the chalk. That's a nice little try there from Auckland Red.
It's a great try. Nothing was really on, and it was actually quite good defence from Coastlines, and it was just even better put down there to finish that try. But if I was Coastlines, I'd be happy with that defence. It's just sometimes the skill work of the other boys just a little bit better, and that put down, very classy.
As we see, I think that's Lyric Matamu lining up this kick. He kicked well last week as he lines it up, and he struck it nicely as young Lyric, and he's just pushed it away there. Unfortunate. It's a 4-0 lead to Auckland Red inside the opening 6 minutes. Just their replay here. It's good little hands here, isn't it, Wade?
It is. They kept the ball alive well. This put down's even better. Look at this. It looks like nothing's on, and then bang, ball's down.
It's good work from Quinn. He's done well to get his first 4-pointer out of the day for his team. And interesting to see that Samuel Clark popped up on the left-hand side as first receiver. And I don't know if that's a ploy of trying to get him involved early and giving more space to the likes of both Lyric Matamu and Caleb Wichman. We're interesting to see how that plays out throughout the game.
Yeah, it will be. I've seen Samuel Clark play for many years now, and he usually is in the first receiver role as a half. So interesting coaching tactic here by Mahara Campbell, and we'll see where it takes us through the game.
As they go a bit flatter that time, and it's a good kickoff there from Coastlines. Oh, flirting with the touchline. And so you have 1, 2, 3 in the tackle. Good kickoff there from Coastline. Good quick play the ball there from Auckland Red. That's what. Oh, good one-on-one hit there. Doubled up by his mates. Jasper Dobson in there along with Boston Dorbel. Again, Carwin, he's scheming out a dummy half. He really looks lively from dummy half. There's young Carwin Patterson. As they go early, there's Wichman. He fires it. There's Samuel Clark again chiming in. Second receiver this time, though. And it's well done there from Coastline defensively. That's Richards Tefau there. There's Tyler Hahn Falifatu, and it's a penalty there. And again, offside penalties have been the theme of the day to start, Wade.
Yes, it's unfortunate there for Coastlines. They got really good defensive structure. I really enjoy watching them go to work, but yeah, look at that. That's a good meter in front. Gave the referee no choice but to blow the whistle.
It's unlucky there. Good effort to try and save that ball. We saw in a few games yesterday, kickers weren't finding touch, and it's really important that if you are going to go for distance, you've got to get a nice bit of power behind it, or you just take it safe and get an easy 10. As a little false start there from the boys. It's Tyler Hahn Falifitu looking to get that first run in. It'll be backed up by what looks like Iono Ulupau there. Oh, but they spin it and they've fooled me too. And oh, good legs tackle that was. Just chopped them in half, and Carwin Patterson, he's scheming, and then they've found the man who I was talking about before. He's had a good few runs to start, really looking to get involved early. As he's Boston Cochrane, he slides that one on. Oh, it's a good little bump off there. And Coastlines just really need to hold on for dear life as Carwin goes in and he's scheming around. Carwin Patterson, he's held up and driven back there. Set up deep to the left-hand side as Boston finds himself in a dummy half. And, oh, good hands from Samuel Clark. And, oh, No, the pass didn't match, and Harlem Fugali, oh, he's made the most of it, Fugali. They can't wrap him up. He's a strong man up top to get. He's got a good fend on him too, as Harlem. It's his last tackle. It's not a bad kick. Oh, it's good hands there from the back rower. There was Ronan Byford there. Really getting on with the Auckland Red, trying to slow it down. It's not a bad defensive set there from Coastline's Wade.
Yeah, I really like their defensive structure. They're not rattled. They're quite composed, and they're doing really well. However, I'd like to see Red play a little bit flatter on the game line. They're a little bit deep, and maybe try and get deeper into the line before they go at the back. And I haven't really seen Boston Cochrane run the ball yet. And the thing about Boston is he's probably got the quickest play the ball in the competition, and you really want to play off the back of that.
As we see another offside penalty here again, I think that's the third one already, and it's a little bit of ill-discipline from both the sides here, just struggling to get back to 10. As we see Coastlines look like they'll kick for touch here. And they won't mind that. It's a free piggyback out of their end, and it's only a 4-point game in the opening 10 minutes. Oh, they don't find touch, and it's cleaned up there. I think that's our try scorer, Quinn Opuariki there. As it's backed up by Diorwea there. Oh, it's good defense though from Coastlines. 2-in, driving him back, and that's what they'll want, really, to get bodies in the tackle. And especially if you've got a two-man bench, a lot of these boys are going to have to put a bit of weight on their shoulders and really muscle up. As Carwin, look at that. That's great work from Carwin, just able to navigate the marker who wasn't square, as we see back chat there from someone. And he copped a bit of back chat yesterday to referee Caddy, and he sent a couple to the bin for it, so don't think he's in to take any lip this morning, especially on a Sunday when some folks would rather be still in bed at this time.
Yeah, I don't blame him either. You know, the last thing you need is young men telling you how to referee. You want to talk and want to be the referee, then go do the referee's course, because we're short of referees. So it's a good lesson for these young men. Just play the game, let the referee do the work. You're never going to change his mind anyway. Yeah,
we do have our referees development officer down here, Rochelle Tamarua. So if these boys want a lesson afterwards and get their referee certs, they can referee the Kiwi Tag or Rugby League. Talk to her and she'll get you hooked up, and it's an easy cash on a Saturday morning if you're refereeing the mini mod grades. You know, I think it's $20 a game, so it's not too bad for just a little bit of a morning's work.
Yeah, not too bad if you do 20 rounds. It's a couple of K.
Yeah. As we see Coastlines again going to work, and Auckland Red really trying to slow it down, and too slow for the referee's liking, with hands still on the man playing the ball, and we'll see how they do here. Oh, it's good contact around the legs from Boston though. He loves getting involved defensively, as Samuel Clark defending in the line, so it's interesting to see what he does defensively, if he's going to defend in the line or he's going to defend out the back. And as a regulation fullback, as they look deep on this right-hand side, but they've got a little trick play to the left, and oh, it's nice early ball there, and it's good hands, and really going on the outside. He'll need to do well to stay in here. And it's good defense from Auckland Red to roll him over, arm carrying the ball, hadn't hit the ground, so all fair in game there. It's a scrum to Auckland Red. Not a bad idea from Coastlines with a little trick play there.
Yeah, they had some good shape, but I think it was a centre or winger drop under, and if they held their line, they would have had an extra number there. So it's just unfortunate for Coastlines. They couldn't finish. They would have been right back into this game.
Yeah, but we would have locked the scores up 4 apiece, but it's been an interesting opening 13 minutes here. No one's really got a foothold in the game, and it's been back and forth. Few penalties galore from both sides. Ill discipline inside the 10, and a little bit of back chat, and referee Caddy's not going to take back chat today. He's copped a bit yesterday from the Waikato boys, and oh, that's a dangerous looking tackle there. Good technique, but it's a little bit on the lifting side, as it's your man Gad Tata there with a strong tackle, just turned him through 90 degrees on that one.
Yeah, Gad Tata, he plays a lot of footy with a few of these guys in the Māoris, so he knows a lot of them already, and that's just poor technique. Great contact, just got to get that technique right, and he's very, very lucky to still be on the field. Yes,
it was a dangerous looking tackle. He got almost folded like a beach chair then, as again, the number 10, Iono Ulupau, has really made meters galore as Boston Cochrane makes a break, and he's got a bit of a step, but half stopped by the fullback Jackson Williams there. And he gets a semi-quick play the ball in as Carwin's scheming out the left, and good hands there from Clark again. He's found himself at first receiver a few times already, Samuel Clark. He's playing that ball quickly, and not too much on there for Auckland Red. A little disjointed on their right-hand side as Wichman got the ball and had a few runners in front. As Clark, that's a nice kick into the end goal. Oh, it's just gone dead, and you've got to be careful here at Cornwall Park. These end goals really slope down that hill, and as soon as it hits the turf, it's just going to keep skating along. Yeah,
it's a very dry track out there, so kickers need to get down here early, practice. I had my kickers here yesterday down here at least an hour earlier, just going through those scenarios, because like you said, those in goals, they roll away, and when the ball skids on, you're giving away a 7-tackle set.
As we speak of that, and we've got an error at the play the ball, and it's an unfortunate one there for Coastlines. And it's a bit of an unforced one there. Play the ball, and he was looking to go before he picked it up cleanly, and it's pressure on again. Auckland Red will be really looking to capitalise on this, and scrum in the middle of the field there, so it's all about which way do you want to go.
I really like to see the biscuit man, Boston Cochrane, get his hands on the ball. He's had one really good run. He's been tipping on. He's been ball playing. I'd rather just see him put his head down and go for it and give Carwin a really good platform to work off.
As Caleb Wichman tucks that one in the arm and takes the run there. Again, Coastline's really slowing it down well, not really giving too much away for Auckland Red, but Auckland Red, their forward pack has some size, and Zeta Sayono Ulupau, Tyler Hunt, Falefitu, and Alpha Lokutsui there, along with the 17 Haro Lepati. It's big boys in that forward pack.
Yeah, it's I really like Coastline's defensive policies that they're using, the schemes they're using. They're really troubling Red at the moment.
As we see Boston just tipping that one on, and he's done that well when he's been playing that 13 role. Look at him barking instructions. He's really organising the troops out there. And here we go. He's got it again. He plays backdoor, and as you can hear through the FX mic, he wasn't happy with that one, Boston. And it's a little bit of a let-off for Coastlines there. Auckland Red, they had some nice shape out the back there.
They did. Like I said, he's been tipping on. He's been going out the back as Boston. I'd really like to see the biscuit man just run it hard and set a platform, let Carwin play off the back of that.
There was a nice run there from Gatata there. As we see, I think that's the 18 for Coastlines. Lucas McCain there on the field. They're quite deep on this right-hand side. A flat pass there is almost resulting in a crunching hit, but it's a three-man tackle. He's done well to stay on his feet there. As we've got a call of a strip there, and there's three in the tackle. And it's a little silly there from Auckland Red. Another piggyback for Coastlines on their own end.
Yeah, discipline's been really bad from them in this game, so yeah, they really need to have a look at themselves in the mirror, because they're letting themselves down.
As they don't find touch, but it's taken beautifully there. Try and work out who that is for you. It's a good catch on the run.
I could just feel that wind picking up too, and that's that wind we were talking about yesterday, and it's quite difficult for kickers.
We haven't seen too many spiral bombs this morning, and I think that might be the way to go. Is again Boston, he's just tipping it on for Haro Lepati there. And they look like they're really setting that roll on for Carwin, and Samuel Clark again, first receiver. Good work to hold that up, Luke Matamu, but he's forced it out. And again, the Coastlines, they're really muscling up defensively here, and it's great to see.
Yeah, I think Samuel Clark and Boston Cochrane, if they're going to ball play, they need to go deeper into the line, and they're sort of playing probably a metre from the line, and that's easy to defend, and Coastlines are adjusting accordingly.
Yep, so it'll be interesting to see what the depth is, and Boston, he's looking quite flat when he tips it on for Haro Lepati, and then off the back of that, they're just possibly a little too deep, and as you've said, Wade, just not going deep enough into the line to engage the defenders and play out the back of what's going on. So you see Coastlines feed the scrum there inside their own half, and defensively they've been good, as we see a little show and go there from the centre. Richards Defoe. I think the outside backs for Coastlines are really going to have to put their hands up and give their forwards a bit of a breather. But as again we see, that's Ronan Byford. He's been strong in the few carries he's had, really bumped off a few. He's done well to stay on his feet. And we hear a warning there from the referee of wear your mouth guard properly. And boys, we don't want any broken teeth, no dentures at the age of 16, 17. It's an expensive habit, dentures. Again, Coastline's just over halfway now and quite flat on it. And we've got a decent kick away as Samuel Clark steady under the ball. A little bit of a goosey there. It's a good chase though from Coastline's got 1, 2, 3, 4 around the ball there. There's my man Harlem Fugali. He's really impressed me in all the games he's played. He's had strong carries. That time there, he's wrapped up nicely. But Carwin again, it's just scheming. Here's Quinn Opuariki there. The try scorer for today, the sole try scorer, and a 4-0 lead for his side. And again, the big man's back on. Alpha Lokotsui. He had a short stint to start, but he's come back on. He's ready to run amok as again, that Boston Carwin ruck play is looking good and really looking to get each other involved early. It's Clark again. He puts a kick up, and it's not a bad kick too. It's a always let it bounce. That's dangerous play and good chase there from the outside backs of Auckland Red.
It's a good result. Wasn't really much doing. Samuel Clark, he's playing all over the park, both sides of the ruck. First receiver puts up a great kick, but what made it better was the chase from number 5. Your kick is only as good as its chase. He was patient, waited for him to come down, and great driving tackle into the goal.
Yes, good work from Oliver Kwan there to just put the pressure under it, and it's a shallowish dropout, and it's claimed by Lyric Matsamu. And again, here's the man Caleb Tu. Started last week, he's off the bench this week, so maybe a little bit of a rest. And Lyric again chiming in. He's showed it go to Lyric Matsamu. He's held up nicely. Strong defense there from Coastline. It's quite bunched around the ruck though, so I think the space is out wide as we see Kostya boys there taking that run. And we don't see this too often, taking the marker out. We do see a lot of push and shove, but...
Yeah, he walked forward, which you're entitled to do. I'm not too sure if he takes them out, but I saw Costa boys get up here. 50-50 that one.
Yeah, you see a lot of those just let go, and sometimes they're caught, sometimes they're not. If it was a blatant push, then I understand the whistle blowing, but... You know, when I used to play, I always used to like you take a couple steps, really just put the markers off and get in their face as we see it's Gad Tata there, a strong run. Let's see if he can play the ball this time, and he does well. And they're quite shallow around that ruck though. Coastline's really bunching in, so I think the deep breaths are coming out. And hopefully the halves can just take control here as it's Lucas McCain there, and the balls come free, and Auckland Red muscling up defensively, and they love that one. Yeah, they claps from all the boys.
Yeah, just unfortunate here. Just poor ball security. He runs front on, loose carry. Yeah, to try and protect that ball at all costs, especially when you only got 2 subs.
Yep, there'll be hard push again to... All the boys will be sucking in the big ones in the last 7 minutes, 52 seconds in this first half, and it's been nip and tuck. Really no one... You'd think Auckland Red, in the field position they've had in the last 5 or so minutes, they'd try and get a strong foothold in the game and get another 4-pointer, but Coastline's aiming up defensively, and you love to see it.
I think the Coastlines are very secure defensively. I just think Red need to go deep into the line.
So we see Samuel Clark with a beautiful little flick, and he's got wheels to burn. Diawea, he steps, and it's a good stop there from the fullback, Jackson Williams. And again, weaving is Boston. He's got Carwin next to him, and again the 1-2 punch, and Carwin, he had the arm free. And again offside, and struggling to retreat there, Coastlines, and another offside penalty from both sides. It's just creeping in of ill discipline. I think it's just a bit of tiredness creeping in the back end of this first half as it's Caleb Tu taking that run.
I think for Coastlines, you don't mind that penalty because it sort of allows you to reset your line, and they've been quite good defensively on the line.
As we see Boston, the cookie man, coughs that one up, and he saw the space. He wanted the 4-pointer, and
he dropped his biscuit.
Oh, You can just see it, that 1-2 punch Carwin and Boston. You got 1-2-3 caught there, and he had that look up, and
he saw the white line. The Boston, but once again, great defence from Coastlines. Like I said, that penalty they gave away on the line, you don't mind that because it gives you a chance to reset and you're not under pressure. And they're playing very smart as Coastlines. So they just need to get some ball down the other end of the field.
Yeah, I think that momentum swing will happen in the game at some point in the second half, as we see a good legs tackle there from Harlan Fugali. He is excellent defensively and offensively, and again there he is chiming in at the legs, and he's struggling to get out of their 20 here, Coastlines, and we've got a few offside. They've done well to retreat and not get involved, as we see Caleb Teo and Boston Cochran in that tackle, and I don't think those cuts and drop unders are working too well. Red are really plugging in defensively and around the mark area.
Yeah, I think they might want to look at what they're doing a little bit different like that. You know, when you play against the bigger teams, you really want to run them. You know, like maybe side to side, then come back through the middle. At the moment, they're just playing into their hands.
As we see Boston Cochran on another run, and he's done well to be stopped there by Jasper Dobson. And Carwin, he schemes left. He's got one with him. Carwin Patterson taking his way to the line, and I think he's got that one down. Or has he been held up? Oh, he's been held up beautifully there from the Coastline's defence, as we see. Watch again, Carwin, he's just sent the markers one way, and it's a little lazy there, but who holds him up? It's the 13, that's Dante Hansen. That's great work defensively there from Hansen.
Great defence, and that's the platform I'm looking for. Boston gets a nice play the ball for Carwin Patterson to play off the back of. They do that so well, so I'd like to see them get back to that.
And two at dummy half, we see a wide ball out, and it's always ducked under that one, and he's got the ball down eventually. That's Oliver Kwan. He's got the second try of the day for Auckland Red, and it's an 8-0 lead now, and not a bad little try this was, Wade.
Yeah, this is beautiful ball from Samuel Clark. Nice little long ball here. Got the winger jamming in. And Gad Tara is very lucky he hasn't gone to the bin yet, because that's another poor technique tackle.
As we see Oliver Kwan going to take this kick, and nice little try there. He's done well. He hasn't had too much ball, and they haven't had too many kick returns to be doing. They've had all the ball down to the Coastline's end, and territory battle is probably about 70% to Auckland Red. You know, Coastline's 30, and it's really, really struggling here. And an 8-0 lead isn't a big lead, but it's enough of a lead for Auckland Red.
It's enough, especially with Coastline's only having two subs, you know, like, and it doesn't look like they're big boys on the bench, so it means the Coastline's big boys are going to be gassed. And when you're bringing on some big forwards like Caleb Teo, it's going to be really tough, because they're big boys that can carry nice and strong into the middle of the defence. And it was just unfortunate there for Coastlines. The winger jammed right in there when he probably didn't need to, and even better identification from Samuel Clark with a beautiful cutout ball to his winger to score that try.
Yeah, it looked like they'd numbered up well there, Coastlines. It's just unfortunate that I think, you know, there might have been a little lack of communication. You know, no one on your inside's telling you what to do. The winger jams, and then, but take nothing away from that. Nice cutout ball from Samuel Clark. He's had his hands all over the game in this first half, and probably really looking good as we see Oliver Kwan to take this kick, and he's taking his time and he's not rushing things, and
maybe he should have rushed it.
Wasn't the best attempt there from the young man. It's an 8-0 lead, 2 minutes 40 left in the first half, but wouldn't say Auckland Red have dominated this first half at all, though.
No, I wouldn't say either, and I think, yeah, you just see there the winger jams in. It's just unfortunately, Coastlines, they're very composed on D, and I'm really liking watching them, and hopefully something turns in their favour shortly so they can make this game a bit of a contest. But I think if Auckland Red can get their discipline right, they could run away with this game in the second half.
Yes, they could, and it's only about 2 minutes to the second half. 2 minutes left in the first half there. It's an 8-0 lead. Oliver Kwan, our latest try scorer, as Coastlines get us underway here. And do we see that short kickoff, Wade?
I'd like to see this a contest. There it goes. It's going to be a contest if they can get there.
It's not a bad one there, and it's taken by the 14. Nielsen, Sakare there. again, Patterson going left, and it's Harlem Fugali to... Oh, it's a good spot there, Wade. I didn't think that one was too forward, but...
I thought it was forward out of the hands. I'm watching the hands, and I just thought here might be this one here, forward out of the hands.
It's a good little spot there, and referee Caddy was onto it too, and it's an opportunity here for Coastlines. They'll get a decent amount of time for one sit-in just before halftime, and if they can score and convert, it's anyone's game in the second half.
Yeah, they can get themselves right back in this game, so I'd like to see Gad Tara maybe get some ball and space out the back and see if he can get a one-on-one isolation. And he's a hard man to bring down as Gad, so be interesting to see what they cook up here.
He's packed in the scrum and the back row, and they've got the 17 on. It's Sokoatua Owen there, and Owen plays the ball quickly, and it's a nice speed, and not really what they wanted on that tackle. Really trying to go back up the ruck when there's Byford taking that one. He's been strong to start, hasn't had too many metres, and again they shift it down the right hand side. Nice line there, and he's got to back himself. A step on Samuel Clark, and he's ever so short. What a play that was from Coastline. They've got numbers left, surely. They've got to go through the hands, and they don't go through the hands, and
Still on the same weight.
time will be expiring soon, and they go left, Coastlines, and they've dropped it, and it's just a little slow, and will they get one more play the ball in just before half time here? Coastline got a brilliant opportunity, and they go blindside, and it's a grubber kick, it's off legs.
Come back for the penalty.
I think we've got an accidental offside here.
I heard him calling me, you gone early.
As the hooter goes, and they'll have one more play. Coastline there, and it's a good little set that was. Really nice shape down their right-hand side just to hit the flat runner through a hole, and they're going to tap and go, and I think they've got a bit of shape down the back, and it's gone backwards, and it's still on, and it's good hands, and it's still in and offloading, and it's razzle-dazzle stuff here, and
I think that was
play
full,
on,
wasn't it?
and eventually wrapped up there as the centre, Richards to foul, and it's an 8-0 lead to Auckland Red over Coastlines, and a thrilling first half here. We'll be back shortly.
The Fijian Cup, supporting grassroots Fiji. With international teams flying in to go up against the best club teams in Fiji. Over 50,000 in prizes for each sport, the Fijian Cup is placing a spotlight on untapped talent. A tournament like no other.
The Stream Shop are experts in live video content creation, connecting communities by sharing the magic moments as they happen. All sorts of sports, delivered on any platform, to anyone, anywhere in the world. We deliver cost-effective, high-quality production that really changes the game. It's the next best thing to being there live. Shoot it, stream it, share it with the Stream Shop. Proud supporters of the ARL.
The Fijian Cup, supporting grassroots Fiji. With international teams flying in to go up against the best club teams in Fiji. Over 50,000 in prizes for each sport, the Fijian Cup is placing a spotlight on untapped talent. A tournament like no other.
A little bit of an overcast morning now it is, or afternoon, or should I say. It is 12:37. Got Auckland Red versus Coastlines. It's an 8-0 lead to Auckland Red, but they haven't really had a strong foothold on the game, Wade.
No, I think Coastlines are really in this game, and it's just unfortunate they couldn't score at the end there. As his first try, it was just beautiful hands, through the hands here, and even better put down here. I didn't think he was going to score at all, but he gets the ball down and scores.
As we see what was another good lifting tackle there from Gad Tata. He's a little fortunate to still be on the field. Really dangerous landing, but again, this try assist from Samuel Clark is one to watch. What a cutout ball that was.
Yeah, and this is what we're talking about here. We're just talking about this. If he went to his right, it's support coming. He goes off his right foot to go on his own, and unfortunately he can't finish. And it's a beautiful line there. You can see Gad Tata coming up on his outside. Two-man overlap there. Gets close to the line. If they could have scored that, they'd be right back into this game, and Auckland Red would be under the pump.
Yeah, but I think they'll take that one with a bit of confidence, though, going to the second half, and they will have first ball because they did kick off to start the game. And yeah, as you said, Gad Tata and Harlem Heiblum were really on the outside of Lazarus Bidois. That was a good line run. A little staggered defence, though, from Auckland Red. Really disjointed sort of there. Harlem Fugali stayed back, and I think that was Lurk Matamu went up, and the hole just opened up for them.
Hole just opened up, and I think that structure that they got there, they need to go back to that. That's like great shapes, presenting different pictures for the defence. They don't know what's going on. So we have a look at a couple of empty seats there. It's a beautiful day down here. If you're not up to anything, get down to Cornwall Park and come have a picnic and watch these kids play. Another exciting game coming up after this, the Dean Bell Cup with the Auckland Red versus Coastlines. Auckland Red need to win this game. They're under the pump, just like all the other teams are. Some really good, exciting footy down here. The future looks good.
Yeah, and we do see some on the bank up there. You can park yourselves down behind our truck on the hill and all around the ground. There's plenty of space on a Sunday morning. And Auckland Red for the Dean Bell Cup, as we see Coastlines in the shade there. I think they might be sucking in the big ones a little bit there. They do have two on the bench, so it's a little unfortunate for them in that regard.
Yeah, a little unfortunate. It's a long drive, I suppose, in the morning as well, because you drive up on the day and you drive home again. So it's a good 3-4 hour journey when you're in vans. And yeah, like I said before, the 5-head was getting burnt when I was walking across the field, and it's a hot day out there. And great day for a picnic, like everyone looks like they're doing there. Come down, relax, watch the footy, watch the next future generations come through.
As we see Coastlines heading back onto the field now, and Auckland Red will be pleased with their first half, but not thoroughly pleased, though, in the way that they should be running away with the game with all the territory they've had in Coastline's end. Yeah,
I agree, and I just put it back to maybe Boston Cochrane. He's offloading a lot. I'd like to see him go deep into the line and maybe challenge them first before looking to go at the back. And also with Samuel Clark being in that first receiver role, I'd like to see him go right deep into the line before choosing an option, whether that's shorter out the back.
As we see Auckland Red making their way over now, and some of these boys in the 16s grade and across all the teams, they've got some interesting hairstyles. We've got a couple of top knots, a few mullets flying around. A lot of these boys have gone for the bleach blonde. I think they've gone for the Slim Shady look.
As long as they can keep their hairstyle in another 20 years and, you know, the receding line doesn't go back further.
Yeah, they want to
enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, enjoy it while you can, boys. You've got the future ahead of you, and Coastline setting up here to receive the kickoff. And I think both the halves, Boston Double and Tyson Henson, really need to just get a bit more ball. And if they can retain the ball, Coastlines, I'd love to see them and the fullback Jackson Williams really get involved in that spine, just start to tick along and really take the game in their favour.
Yeah, I'd like to see them get some shapes going and really challenging this Red defensive line. I think there's some cracks in the windscreen.
Yeah, as we saw at the back end of that first half, where I think it was Boston Double put Lazarus Bidoi through a hole as Coastlines receive here, and it's a decent kickoff there, but big contact again. Carwin and Boston, you can hear in the background a couple of chahoos going, and they love that to start the second half. And again, Carwin involved is ready to run amok in that hooking roll. And that's not a bad run though from Coastlines. They're just over the 30-metre line. Good little scoop from dummy half. So they look to shift early here and got overs here, 3-on-2, and he's done well to stay in there. Has the 15, that's Luka Samihana, and it's a good run followed up by the front rower, Logan Dudley there.
It's been a good set.
Good strong start as we see good kick pressure there from Carwin, and it's touched, and it's 6 more tackles. And they've gone for the offload too, and it's risky business down this left-hand side. And it's a good start for Coastlines. They got a lucky break there.
It was a good start. After finishing the second half well, it's good to see them start well in the second half.
So you see Jackson Williams take that run, and it's the 7 Tyson Hansen in a dummy half, and there we go. Their hook is in. Silas Tell there. And here we go. They're dropping one under. And he's had a busy first half as Jasper Dobson. He's won aside a penalty there, and shoulder charges the call from referee Caddy, and it's a little ill-discipline from the boys.
Yeah, well, I think, when you start building pressure, Auckland Red not handling it too well, so I think Coastlines just need to complete some sets and build the pressure.
As we see an off the back fence run, but Boston Cochrane over the top. That was good contact with the shoulder on Logan Dudley, and they go left there, Coastlines, and a little disjointed. It's not a bad ball there, and there's Gad Tata there, your man. Oh, look at him go, Gad Tata. He's going to carry his way over the line, will he? Oh, he's millimetres short there. There we go, but early ball. And there we go, big dummy there from the 6. That's Boston double there. They're going to go again. It's a scoot, it's a weave, it's a roll, and I think there might be a try for Silas Teo there, and a strong start for Coastlines. This is good game.
Very good start for Coastlines, and just like the way they finished the first half, they started strongly in the second half, and unfortunately they didn't score. They'd be in the lead right now. And this is great work. He still had a lot of work to do here, and he just determined to get the ball down, and he swings around, gets the ball down. Well done, Coastlines.
We're going back to that, I think that tackle before that with Gad Tata back at the angle with a little fend, and he broke through 3 tackles, I believe it was, and just came millimetres short of getting their first 4-pointer, but eventually scored by Silas Teo there, and it's a good strong start in the opening 4 minutes for Coastline.
Yeah, speaking of Gad Tata, I think he's another player. Coach has just got to find ways to get him into space, so he's got those one-on-one isolations, and he's just shown what he can do, and he got very close to the line, and off that they score a try out wide. So I'll be trying to figure out ways to get Gad into this game, but also get him into the game with space.
Yep, so early ball should be coming his way as we see Richard Tefau taking this kick, and he's brought it back about 24 metres. He's 10, 11-ish wide of the post, and it's not a bad strike though, and he's nailed it, and it's 8 points to 6, and we have a good game on our hands here in the second half. So we see just a little scoot, and he's still got a lot of work to do. Lurk Matsamu there, marker just couldn't hold on, and Silas did well to get nice and low at the end and really get that ball down on the line for the first 4-pointer of the day. There's our man Gad Tata there. He's ready to receive this kickoff, and how can Auckland Red respond after conceding the first try of the second half?
I think they just got to get back into their systems, tackle after tackle. Maybe try not to charge the kick down so they don't get a repeat set. So just little things that make a massive difference.
We're just waiting for a ball here. The word is yesterday, apparently we lost 5 balls across the day, and we started with about 10 or 11, so not the best start, and hopefully we can have some more by the end of the day as Samuel Clark will get us underway here. And it's a wobbly one. It's interesting. It's well picked up though there. But well driven back there from Auckland Red. It's the 17. Owen there taking that one. Again, there's Gad Tata, a little bit of early ball there. He's wrapped up nicely around the legs by Harlem Fugali. It's Coastlines. That's big contact there. Boston Cochrane, he's looking to aim up defensively in this set. As they swing it, they've got some numbers here, and unfortunate that one found grass their way.
Yeah, just lack of accuracy there, but it was on.
And there we go. It's 5 and last here, and it's a good defensive set from Auckland Red as we see the ball go up, and it's a midfield bomb. You don't see many of them nowadays as Samuel Clark takes it in good field position. He's made a half break, Samuel Clark. That's a good kick return. Auckland Red on the ascendancy in the set here. Good defensive set, and then they're getting the numbers forward now.
Great defence from
And as I say that, it's a commentator's curse. And Quinn Opuriki there. They've just got to stay in, Coastlines. They're really flirting with this touchline here. They'll have good field position at the end of the set to put up an attacking kick. And again, good work there from Jasper Dobson just to make a few metres after the contact. Oh, and he's won a side penalty too. Good work from the front row. He's had a good game considering they didn't have too much of that ball in that first half.
Yeah, I think both the front rowers are playing out of their skin at the moment. They haven't even subbed. Really enjoying their work at the moment.
As we say that, there's his front row partner, Logan Dudley. It's an offload too. Good work. And it's the captain, Jackson Williams, looking to go back through the ruck. And a good quick play the ball in there. As we see our try scorer tail there. And again, second phase is Coastline's game plan to start. Good work from Tata, good hands. And they're going to have to step in and stay away from that sideline. They're really flirting with both sidelines there. And it's good to see them try and use the width.
Yeah, really, they're really playing a good brand of footy. Sort of take Auckland Red wide, then come back through the middle.
As we see a penalty there for a high shot. And can't quick tap that one, Dante, mate. You got to wait till everyone's behind you. It's nice there. Just the ball out in two hands as he said in the previous game. Just really putting the defence on edge and where he's going to go. And there's Gad Tata there. Again, he's got an offload away, Tata. And they want to stay in here, Coastlines, as that's Haybloom there on the wing. And there we go. There's our man who's really worked hard, Dobson. But it's good defence from Patterson to put him on his back and just slow it down for Auckland Red here. There's a big show and go from Double there. So there we go. There's Jackson Williams stepping, weaving. Jackson Williams, he's ever so close and almost opened up there. And we see there's our try scorer with a little grubber. And it's good work from, it looked like Dior Wea there to just bat it dead. And not a bad set from Coastlines there. Got the ball back.
I like that set. I really like it. They challenged them a few times, and this is a beautiful short kick.
Under a bit of pressure there, and we've got word that the winger number 5, Tama Roimata, is wearing jersey 18, so apologies if we've lost your name there, Tama. As Samuel Clark looks to get us underway here with the goal line dropout. And it's not a bad dropout, he's got it about 35, 40, and good tackle from Boston, but good way to find the front there from Dobson. And it's good hands there to just reel that in. That was a fired out play the ball, and hit and spin from Dudley's working a few times. He's just broken through the line ever so slightly.
Two front rowers have been outstanding.
See it go wide on this left hand side, bit of shape, bit of depth, and Jackson Williams finds the 15 and Samihana there. And it's ill discipline again, and offside penalties are really racking up in this game.
Yeah, just Coastlines are building nicely. They've got to stay patient.
As Jackson Williams taps and goes, and he's got an offload away. As Dudley goes close, and he's just short of the line there. But Logan Dudley. Good little step, good footwork at the line from the halfback Tyson Hansen there, and almost opened up for him. As I think they'll want to use the space here and go wide of the ruck. And good hit there from Clark. And Samuel Clark has just provided his team with a bit of spark on defence there. Good work from the young man.
Yeah, it was. The passing was slow left to right here. And pretty much bang. Probably want to stand a little bit deeper next time.
And still good cover there from Lyric Matamu to not give up on the chase because the ball had gone backwards and could have been anyone's ball. And Auckland Red, they'll breathe a sigh of relief because Coastline, that last 5-6 minutes, had them under the pump.
Yeah, being under the pump has Auckland Red, so generally sometimes when you're under the pump, you can get done over in, you can score points straight away. So let's see how they go on this set.
As we see Harlan Fugali off the back of the scrum, and it's not a bad run. A few post-contact meters there, and Gatata in the play the ball area as Cochrane goes back up the middle. He's got another offload. It's not a bad one. There's Lyric Matamu taking that. Ooh, he almost broke through the line there, young Lyric. There's Carwin at dummy. Oh, Samuel Clark, apologies, at dummy half. And the 14, Nielsen. Sakare there. He hasn't been too bad coming off the bench there. Bench has been strong for them, Auckland Red.
It has been.
So we see Carwin scheming right, and it's Caleb Witchman. He hasn't had too many runs from that halfback position. It'll be interesting to see if they can hold the ball in this set and get a repeat set for Auckland Red. And Boston again, he's got a motor on him. He's a workhorse. The cookie man here. He's got a quick play the ball on the last, and Clark puts up a nice kick, and it's not a bad chase either. And good patience to wait there from both Clark and Fugali to wait till Jackson Williams hit the ground just to take that hit and not tackle him in the air.
That's a great set from Auckland Red. They've been under the pump, and now they got Coastlines under the pump coming out from their own half.
There's Gatata again. Oh, it's probably his 5th or 6th offload already. He's really got that arm free, and sides won a penalty, and I think offside, not square of mark is the call there.
Yeah, he's a good player, Gad. I think if you saw him, probably one of the Auckland teams, he'd be an absolute superstar.
As Coastlines look to find touch, and a little bit of a piggyback. Not the greatest touch finder there. They got about 10 metres on that one, and we see some of the Dean Bell Cup boys warming up out the back there, and they're on next, and it should be a good one against an Auckland Red side who have been quite hit and miss. They were really good last week against Waikato in a long period of the game, but then almost fell away, and Waikato put on 22 unanswered points on them, and it was a close game in the end. And the week before that, as we see a good run there, and that's Owen still going as Owen, and stepping. Oh, and the offload is wrapped up nicely by Clark, and that's a good little break there for Coastlines. It's a pressure reliever. Oh, and again, Boston, he's involved in almost every tackle as Boston. It's good work. As we see an early kick in behind the line, and it's not a bad one. It's going to be the early kick. That might be on for Coastlines. They caught the winger up high, and there's Logan Dudley again, and he's just been a workhorse for the side. Hasn't gone off, hasn't taken a breather, he doesn't look tired.
On there.
Commentator's curse again. It's giving the young man raps, and what looked like a good set from Coastlines has ended in a little bit of disappointment with that play the ball.
Yeah, the middle forwards, they've been playing so good for Coastlines. High work rate. They haven't subbed. It's a hot day. You can forgive them for little errors like that, and they don't have the subs to replace them.
So Auckland Red will feed the scrum 10 out from their own line, and Samuel Clark taking that one. Oh, and he's got an offload away. Good offload to Oliver Kwan there. One of the try scorers for Auckland Red.
Oh, not
there's
on
a
there.
fumble there, surely, and Carwin has been pulled up for it, and good work there from Marco from Coastlines.
Yeah, just a little fundamental error here from Carwin Patterson. He's sort of haven't had his best game today. He's given away a few silly penalties, and another error there.
Looked like he had a little look up and saw Gatata follow him, and all it is that little look up, and you're under the pump, and a little bit of pressure's on your side, and opportunity here for Coastlines to take the lead in this set.
Got a few trick plays, Coastlines, so it'll be interesting to see what they do here.
Yeah, I think that early kick might be on in the tackle count. They showed it in the last one, almost scored from it too, and look for Jackson Williams to get his hands on the ball, and as I say that, there he is there, and it's the number 3, Richard Stefau, who's wrapped up just over 21 metres from the try line of Auckland Red, and it's Ronan Byford there, taking that run. He's made a good few post-contact metres, and that setting up to this right-hand side, and they swing it back left. So we see hands there. Jackson Williams out to the centre. No one really supporting the halfback, and that's a good kick. Just a little too much on the boot there, and there wasn't a bad play fullback in the line, and that's how they've defended with Samuel Clark up on the line. So early kicks from behind might be the way to go here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think early kick maybe towards more the post and have people flat chasing through could be the option.
As we see, that's Zaidas Iono Ulepau there, who's back on for a stint.
He
and
dropped that.
It's a good spot from the referee, and Auckland Red are not doing themselves any favours coming out from their own end.
They're their own worst enemy at the moment. But you know what, Coastlines, they're building pressure, and that's what pressure does to you sometimes. You try and do things a little bit too fast, and you forget about the fundamentals of just getting up and playing the ball.
It'll be interesting to see how Coastlines approach this set. They've been sort of staggered offensively when they're trying to get depth. A little bit of lack of communication down this left-hand side. If they need a couple flatter just pushing up around that ball, and then that's when you want to head it deep and make sure that they get it. And as we see again, Owen, again, he's got this ball free, and he's a tough one to bring down as Sokai Tua Noah. Owen, sorry. And again, the front rows have been excellent for Coastlines today, and the post-contact meters galore for both Dudley and Dobson.
Maybe take the points there, get it to 8-all. Oh, he's giving them 10 as well.
He's had enough, referee Caddy's been a few penalties, and I think they're listening to you, Wade, on the sideline. The two, I saw someone point to the post there.
Yeah, I think take the 2 points on offer, get it to a draw, and sometimes that could be mentally for another team, that could be 6 points, but they look like they're going to run now. That Auckland Red are short.
They do have a little bit more space to try and utilise here on the offence to Coastline with a man in the bin for Auckland Red, and so we see a bit of depth on this left-hand side. And Jackson Williams under a lot of pressure, and it's a good read from one of our try scorers, Quinn Opoariki there.
Should have taken the 2 points.
Yep, all in hindsight there, and I just don't think that ball was on to Jackson Williams.
No, it never was on, but, you know, good on Coastlines. They're having a dig, and that's what I like the most. They're really having a go.
A man short on offense. It's one of the middle forwards too, so around that A defender area might be the way, but Boston Cochrane, that's the big run you were after, Wade, and he's really set the platform to start the set.
Yeah, he has, and that's what I like. He gives Carwin a really good platform to work off and gives them options.
It's a good tackle, though, around the legs there from Byford. He's been excellent on offense and defense, and again, Boston's second hit up of this set. He's found his front, though, so quick play the ball should be in store here. There goes Carwin. And he's looking for Boston again. Now he's broken out of that tackle as Carwin Patterson. Oh, a bit of a bobble, and just regains it. Samuel Clark down to, I think that's Caleb Witchman. He hasn't had too many runs as young Witchman, but he's met by strong defence there. There's Clark.
That's good pressure on the last tackle.
Oh, it's good
Great
legs tackle there. Again, it's that man, Ronan Byford. He's got excellent technique around the legs tackling here. And they did well. Luckily, they wrapped that ball up on the last, or else Auckland Red had some space down that left-hand side.
Good to see Chuck was able to use his fifth tackle graphic as well.
As we see Jackson Williams taking that run, looking to make up for that error down the other end there. And I think that's Gatasa there. It's a bit of a stocky frame for a young man. It's a good run. He's broken through 1, 2, 3, and poor Lyric Matamu, who's in a bit of strife there. It's good work from Gad Tata. And another one's gone to the bin. Referee Caddy has had enough and
gave the referee a spray. He got up and gave the referee a spray. So, you know, these young guys, they've got to learn.
It's Costa boys there going to the bin, and it's 2 in the bin now for Auckland Red, and even more space for Coastlines in the last 10 minutes here to take the lead.
This will be great defence from Auckland if they can hold them out.
They tap and go, and again, it's one of the front rowers. Again, he's looking for a lot of work. It's Jasper Dobson. He's really had a good game. Post-contact meters galore, and there's the man with the perfect technique and a hospital ball to his teammate, and Auckland Red are let off the hook, and or was that the Gordon Tallis coming out there? As Samuel Clark goes again, and he's really tried his hardest to get his side on the front foot in the second half, when I think it's been a tale of two halves there for Auckland Red. They had all the ball, all the territory, and Coastlines are really dominating this second half.
Yeah, I just think Auckland Red a little bit flat, arguing with the ref. They just need a play. And they lost a bit of composure there, the young men. Sometimes you might turn up thinking you're going to belt Coastlines and it doesn't go your way, and then you start getting frustrated and you look at other options the way out, and usually the first option is blame the ref. And now they've got two in the bin.
As that's a good run there from Carwin. He's done well to bounce off that contact. He's got to be careful here, Carwin. He doesn't want to be in the bin as well. As again, it's followed up by Boston Cochrane. He's away. He's still going. He's offloaded. It's play on. It's Samuel Clark cleans up the scraps to score under the sticks, and it's a try against the run of play for Auckland Red with 2 in the bin.
It's the biscuit man.
He's had a couple of those runs in the second half, pressure reliever runs too, as we watch. Carwin really wanted to voice his opinion there, but watch Boston, he goes back, and it's just a simple 1-on-1 miss, and then he's got a bit to do and a half stop there, and it's a... Did that offload hit his own head or hit his hand and go backwards? It's interesting to see.
Looked like it came off Coastline's legs and then back into him. So great call from the referee.
Then Samuel Clark does well to play on to the and play to the whistle, and that's what you want to do, boys, is just play to the whistle. Don't stop and anticipate anything. But 12 points to 6 with a kick to come under the sticks, and it's really a try against the run of play with Coastlines having all the ball, all the work, all the numbers really.
Yeah, and you know, it came back to that silly 2-pass error under pressure for Coastlines where they should have been building pressure. But Boston Cochrane is so good. He hasn't really tipped on in this half, and he hasn't tried a ball play, and he's gone back to his strength of just running, and his running has set up maybe the winning try for this game.
Yes, it could be the winning try as Lurk Matamu converts, and it's a converted try. Sorry, it's a converted try plus an extra 2 difference here, so a couple of tries needed for Coastlines in this last 7 minutes. As we see again, it's a decent, quick play the ball there from Carwin, but Boston makes the most of it, just 1-on-1, and he's a hard man to stop. He's stocky, he's rangy, and
mate, he's super fit. He hasn't subbed yet. He's all heart as Boston Cochrane, and then his man Samuel Clark. He's been everywhere, has Samuel.
Yes, he has. First receiver, second receiver, putting bombs up, getting a couple of repeat sets. He's just
big hits to turn the ball over.
He's probably the man of the match in my book, Samuel Clark. Along with Boston, they've probably share it between themselves, but we'll see if the short kickoff is the question now. And it's a shallow one, and it's towards the sideline, and there we go, the man of the moment, Boston Cochrane. Ooh, I think he was tempted by that offload to, looks like Oliver Kwan on that left wing there. And there's Caleb Tiu. Oh, nice offload to Boston, who's got the arms free, and it's great support play from Boston, but he's in a bit of trouble here is Boston. Don't know what happened in that tackle.
He's landed awkwardly, maybe on his leg, and it's a tough cookie, this one.
Yeah, we saw Compton Purcell, who's a strong runner of the ball at centre, go down for Auckland White yesterday. As we see Caleb Tiu, watch this offload here, going down, good hands from Boston. And then Oliver, I think he's just waiting for one of those offloads from Boston.
Leg caught under the body there, that's got to hurt.
Yeah, same injury. Compton got caught under yesterday and he couldn't continue. And see if Boston can continue here. He's walking on it all right, but I think there'll be a little bit of bruising tomorrow when it sets in.
Yes. Like I said, he's a tough cookie. He won't want to come off. He's a competitor, doesn't like to lose.
His Coastline set up here defensively, and they'll really want to force the error and try and get the ball back because they need to be the next team to score with an 8-point deficit. just over 5 minutes left in the second half, and what's been an enthralling game so far. Really nip and tuck, and didn't look like either team were really going to pull away with it, and neither team has, and it's been evenly matched on both sides, and Coastline's defence has really held them in the game.
Yeah, I think Coastlines can hold their head up high at the moment. You know, 2 subs, they would have had to travel this morning, and they're putting on a really good defensive display, that's for sure.
As we see the ball go through hands back to Samuel Clark, who's done a lot of that cleaning up the scraps and really providing the spark offensively for his team along with Boston and Carwin. Those 3 have been the big 3 today, as we see a nice run there from Dior Weah. Hasn't had too many runs, his young Weah, as we see Carwin skiing down this right-hand side, as we see Draven Sow chip in, and there's Caleb Witchman, who's found himself in a space, and that's Draven Sow. He points at his man for the try assist, and Auckland Red, after the long stoppage from the injury, they've extended that lead, and it might be the most crucial try of this game to get them home and hose here.
And once again, 2 men in the bin, and they find a short side with numbers, and yeah, they're actually playing better with two guys in the sim bin. They're finding a lot more space. They're doing really well, and you know what, if Auckland Red were composed from the start, they probably would have played like this the whole way, so it's probably good lessons for these young fellas. You know, stay composed, don't get in the referee's ear. You got to live with decisions.
I think that might have been Draven Sow's first touch of the footy as well, to get on the outside, and then to his second touch to score their 3rd try of the day, I think it is, or 4th try of the day for Auckland Red. They haven't really converted too well. As we see them in the huddle there, just taking the breathers with 11 on the field, a 2 in the bin, and again our clock hasn't stopped. Chucky, you might want to fix that, mate. So not long left in the game, and I think there goes down to Carwin again, realising he had 2 at the ruck, and looks like he's converted that one. Easy conversion there for Lyric Matamu. As again, watch Carwin, he's looking left, he's looking right, and he sees one marker, and boys slow to get back, and Sal saw the numbers, and just on the outside, wingers back, and oh, that's a nice dummy there from Caleb Witchman. He hasn't had too many touches, but that's an important touch there, just chiming in off the back of that play.
Yeah, and being down to 11 men, you know, that makes those plays even more important, and they've done well, actually, just keeping their composure. And they've actually shown when they keep their composure, they're a really, really good team.
As Coastlines look to get us underway here with not long left in the second half, and Auckland Red, couple of tries. Well, they've had 2 in the bin, and like you said, Wade, they probably played better with a couple in the bin, as we see the short kickoff and a contest, and it will come up to Coastline's way, and there's Gad Tata there, and he's still going as Tata, and an offload again to Owen, who's offloaded the living heck out of him. Boston appealing for a double movement, as we see a ball go wide to... That's the number 12, that's Byford there. He's had a strong game, and I think we've got a man down injured here. Try and work out who that is. I think that might be Carwin possibly, who's down injured. Oh, he's down in back play. He's got cramp, and it's 2 down injured for Auckland Red. The other one is Samuel Clark, and the 2 best offensive sparks are down. I think they just need to hold out defensively here. And
they'll give them 9 on the line.
Even more space for Coastlines to try and get one more try here. And Carwin's made his way back, same with Samuel Clark. And he's set up deep to this left-hand side, Coastlines, with a little block play there. Oh, they've got 1 in the bin now, so it's 12 on 13 here. Oh, and there he is, our man who was in the bin. Iono Ulupau, as they just got to go through the hands here. Coastlines, and they should score, and they do score. And it's our man, Tamaroi Mata there. And it's a thoroughly deserved try for Coastlines in the second half. They were just against the runner play with Auckland Red scoring 2, but they got the ball back off the short kickoff, and short kickoffs have done wonders for the Coastlines teams today.
Yeah, it has, and it's just unfortunately that Coastlines didn't play like this when they got the first sim bin for Auckland Red. You know, just nice and composed through their hands. not trying to throw a short ball to someone at the line. And minute 30 to go. They might get one more last shot to bring the scoreline a little bit closer, but running out of time here. He needs to hurry up and kick this ball.
Yes, it's Richards to foul with this kick. He converted his first, and I think it goes down back to that run from Gad Tata down that right-hand side and offload to Tokuaitua and Owen there. Both of those players have really got the arms free and look to offload and bring second phase alive for their side. And they're really troubling down that right-hand side as we see the kick doesn't come back. And I reckon next time if it bounces like that and bounces over, I reckon we should just give them the 2 points.
Did it actually bounce over?
I think it looked like it bounced over there, so it wasn't a bad strike. It's just to the right.
Yeah, the wind's probably, he needs to kick this straight because the wind will be coming straight behind him, and he's gone wide to bring it round. Oh, give him the 2 points.
Yeah, I reckon give it to him.
Give him the 2
It's
points.
a skillful thing to do there.
That should be a rule. If you can bounce it, one bounce, get it over, 2 points.
As we see Auckland Red, they're just going to take their sweet time there. They know they've got this in the bag with a 10-point buffer and less than a minute left to play. And I think some are pulling out the Kenny Edwards cramps, really milking the time out here.
Samuel Clark, he's milking it beautifully.
Yeah, Carwin's stretching the calves out. He deserves to stretch those calves out, Carwin. He's really been fingerprints all over this attacking set for Auckland Red in the whole game, really. As we get one play, we don't even get the kickoff, and it's 20 points to 10. Auckland Red over Coastline in the under-16 Shaun Johnson Shield. We'll see you next for the Dean Bell Cup shortly.